question number 4. What do we do for those that already know it? I mentioned this in question number 3, but this is something that we experience a lot in this district in terms of dance. We have students who take dance outside of school in a studio setting, and many that have taken dance since they were really little and have taken dance for years. And then we have those students that have never really danced before or have only danced in a school setting. And so we have that discrepancy, and finding ways to bridge that gap has been something that has been really interesting to discuss with other dance teachers. And we've come up with a variety of ways that we've already done in our classrooms and different things that we can implement into our classrooms to help challenge those students who kind of already know a lot of the things that we're teaching. The first thing that we discussed is challenging them in terms of their technique. Really watching those students who are more advanced and encouraging them to do more turns, to stretch further, to get their leg higher, to work on their connectivity, their strength, or their endurance, those different things. And I definitely watch those advanced students and keep my eye on them. Make sure they're not just taking the easy way out. I really want to make sure that they are pushing themselves and they're challenging themselves. And I know most of us do that in our classrooms, or all of us do that in our classrooms. I discussed this in question number 3, but we do various options for our more beginning students and our more advanced students within the same class. I'll say, okay, here's option A for those of you who just want, who just need to do this one, and that's challenging for you, then great. But for those of you that need to be pushed a little harder, you need to do this option. And I know those students who need to do the harder thing, and I will make sure that they are doing that. And it really helps push them. And I think it helps them be an example to the other students in the class of, wow, I can reach that level and I can attain that also. Something else that we discussed and that I've really tried to implement into my classroom is students can take leadership roles. So I have many TAs, and most of my TAs are dance company members. And then I have a lot of students in class that are definitely more those advanced students. And we discuss different ways that we can give them leadership roles in the classroom, things such as leading other students across the floor, or teaching a sequence or a combination in class, leading a group project with a few other group members, demonstrating movement, which is something that we need those advanced students to do because we get tired, right? But it's great for the other students to see that they can attain that mastery, that other students can do those difficult things and they can reach that. And then, like I mentioned in question number 3, just pairing our advanced students up with the ones that are struggling and having them help those struggling students. A really, really great opportunity for those advanced students to learn about dance in a different way and to learn how to teach dance, because it is very different than just doing the dance. And I think that they come to understand the dance style and the dance steps more when they're encouraged to teach the movement or teach the concept. Another thing that we discussed, which has been really fun for me as I've implemented it into my dance classes, is stretching my students cognitively and academically, not just in terms of movement, but in terms of what they actually know and can discuss about dance. So we do various tests and assignments where we quiz them on their knowledge of dance history and dance choreographic concepts and dance elements and terms and vocabulary, things such as kinesiology and anatomy. There's all sorts of things pertaining to dance that we have tried to challenge our students with above and beyond just the movement. I've done things such as give my students dance history assignments. In my Dance 3 class, we've been working on anatomy and kinesiology type concepts, and I've seen so many eyes opened and so many light bulbs go off of, wow, there's so much more to dance than I ever realized before, and I've really enjoyed stretching my advanced students cognitively and academically. Creatively, we discuss how we can challenge our advanced students creatively, giving them harder sequences across the floor, like I discussed, giving them longer composition assignments, longer choreography assignments, maybe asking them to choreograph a full piece and teach it to the rest of the class. I definitely hold my students who are more technically advanced to a higher standard of creativity. I really want them to push themselves above and beyond just things that they do outside of class in their studio setting, pushing them creatively to think about dance in a different way, in more of a college level experience of how can I connect dance to other disciplines and to the things around me and the world around me and different emotions and those different things. And going right along with that, just having those conversations with our students of what does dance mean? How does dance connect to life around you, to different cultures and people, to other subjects? How can you create a different relationship with dance that you've never experienced before? And having those really meaningful conversations to really create that meaning making within them. And then, of course, we always encourage those advanced students to try out for companies and teams and work with them on an individual level to help them attain that goal that they have. Giving them things outside of class that they can work on to help them in the audition process, to help them reach the level of proficiency that they need in order to audition and make the team or company that they want to be a part of.